New on Curiosity Stream. Can we prevent cancer? Explore how our diets, lifestyle, environments, and even technology can possibly prevent this deadly disease on how not to get cancer. And the Boston Marathon. From glory to tragedy to rebirth, the long-distance race by which all others are measured. Narrated by Matt Damon, it's the trailblazing documentary Boston. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Imagine if you could sell your home and get paid twice. With Orchard, you can. It's simple. Orchard makes you a cash offer on your home. If you accept it, here's your cash. Really? Then Orchard handles everything from there. Painting, repairing, listing, and showing your home. When it sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get to keep the profit. And Orchard has a near-perfect track record with winning customers that extra money. In today's competitive market, with so many real estate companies trying to lowball you, only Orchard pays you the upside when your old home sells for more. Ready to get paid twice for selling your home? Learn how at Orchard.com. It's the new way to home.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A week from tomorrow, Tuesday, November 10th, Live Day.
Holy smokes, that's coming up quick.
Yeah, it is.
All right, panic has started.
Just a bit. Just a bit. That's right. Tuesday, November 10th, our show and the men's room will be doing everything live. 6th annual Live Day. Now, look, you know how it works. Sound effects, commercials, music. There's nothing pre-recorded. It's all done live. And hey, look, it's 2020. What else could possibly go wrong?
And we're taking it back to the old school, doing it in studio. But what's going to make it more interesting is usually when we've done it in studio, when we first started doing Live Day, all the bands, all the voice people, they were all in the building with us on the same floor.
Yeah, that was...
Not this time. Now they're all going to be in separate locations, which is going to make timing even more difficult.
Socially distant, but yeah, we're going to be safe from the corona standpoint, but we're going to be effed up from the timing standpoint.
We're going to be living in the danger zone.
Yeah, we are. Live Day is brought to you by The Advocates, and if you want more information about Live Day, you can stream it live on KISW.com as well as Facebook Live. If you want all that information, you know where to go, KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs. It is time to pump it up for Monday. What? Pump it up. All right, we'll do it. Yeah, get pumped up. Hopefully you've come down from your sugar rush over the weekend.
Yeah, and I had a lot of it, actually.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
So did I.
Yes, I did.
Because we didn't have a whole lot of trick-or-treaters, which meant I got a whole lot of candy.
We bought a big-ass bag just in case nobody showed up. So that big-ass bag is in the kitchen right now.
Like, nobody.
0.
Wow.
Now you know my life, brother.
Well, we also weren't home for most of the night, so.
Well, there's that too.
We went to our in-laws to show off little baby Tatum and her Tinkerbell and Lulu.
Oh,
in
they
their
look
Tinkerbell
Tinkerbell
costumes. Yo.
I got to give J-Rubs and Sarah a shout-out.
Oh,
because they did, well, people didn't know what to do, and we have a very small neighborhood that nobody ever comes around. But we have more kids in this neighborhood now because we had a couple families move in with little kids. So we thought, well, they're going to come. But they knew that people didn't know what to do, socially distanced. So they actually made up little Halloween gift baskets and just dropped them off at the homes with notes.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
That's super social distance.
Yeah.
And,
wow, so they delivered the treats to the people.
They delivered the treats. And I never even thought of that, of all the solutions. And I got to give J-Rubs and Sarah credit because the neighbors were really appreciative of that.
We were walking around in our neighborhood, and we went by one house that had like a bunch of cool Halloween decorations up, and then they had like a pole thrown into the ground with a bucket on top of it. Just said, candy, take some. And I was just like, all right, that's one way of doing it.
Yeah.
It was very aggressive, but I thought it was very awesome.
Candy, take some.
Take this damn candy now.
Yeah. And then you just go out there and refill.
Yeah.
You know, just and you got to be quick. You know, wear your mask, go out there, just throw it in there, run back before anybody sees you.
Somebody said they had hundreds of trick-or-treaters.
Wow. Yeah, we had between like 20 and 30.
That's still, I mean, I didn't expect anybody to go.
We had so many, I had to send my dad out to get more candy. And we had 2 Costco-sized bags.
Damn.
Wow. And did you socially distance give it out? How'd you do
Yes,
it?
I did a mask, and I got a pair of kitchen tongs, really long ones with gloves, and I was just handing them out to all the kids out.
So you didn't use the
kitchen
pooper
tongs.
scooper.
I had it nearby, but my dad also shot down that idea.
Why didn't I think of like the salad tongs, Vicky? I mean, God, I couldn't think of anything, and that's all really brilliant.
We were going to use a snow shovel, but it was a little too big for that one to try to work it and figure it out.
Snow shovel of candy, though, man. That's a great haul.
Yeah, we didn't have that much candy. Let's get to our contestant. We got Sean in Mukilteo. Sean, are you there?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning,
Good
Sean.
morning. All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye. For those playing at home, Sean will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Sean, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
In the world of business, what does the abbreviation NYSE stand for?
Pass.
C, box, and soft shell are all types of what reptile?
Turtle.
Yes. What was the name of the scandal that forced President Nixon to resign?
Watergate.
Yes.
Nice.
The eclair is said to have originated in what country?
Belgium.
No.
France.
Yes. What element is a diamond composed of?
Carbon.
Yes. What year of the mid-2000s did the Zune come out?
2010.
No.
11.
No.
13.
No. The flag of Wyoming consists of a silhouette of what animal?
Horse.
No.
A peacock.
No.
Nice.
A llama.
No. What is the oldest marathon race in the U.S.?
The Boston.
Yes. What kind of creature is Shrek?
Ogre.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct.
Oh, not too bad.
No, that was all right.
Yeah.
A little bit over the average there, and I think a pretty good score for a Monday.
Oh, really? For a Monday?
Yeah, for a Monday.
So if
Now,
this were a Wednesday, this would be a horrible
if it's
score.
for a Wednesday, it would have been the worst score possible.
I see. So that's what it is. All
But
right.
yeah,
Okay.
yep. Everyone's a little bit slower on a Monday.
Is
Got to
that
get
what it
back
is?
into the groove of things.
I'm a little jacked up from all the candy, but all right.
Still?
Yeah. Well,
Hey, Steve, he's back.
Yes.
Hey,
You-
look. You ready?
I'd like to dedicate today's Beat Migs to a person very near and dear to my heart, and that would be my actual brother. Not like brother, but my actual brother, Greg.
Yeah.
Just after 24 and a half years of serving our country in the United States Navy, he called it quits. Well, he retired. He was like, I'll quit this bitch.
Congratulations.
Pretty cool. It's a bummer not to be able to go back and see him and all that with everything that's going on. And just, he did his wife, my sister-in-law, put on a really cool thing where they did like the drive-by.
for his retirement.
like for like graduation
To
stuff
honor
like
him.
that.
Yeah, and dude, she posted the video, and I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I just find myself like getting all like menopause and started like tearing up because it was just so cool to see my brother just like getting like a ridiculous amount of cars going by and honking horns, and he's just waving at everybody, and you could just see that he was glowing, like probably glowing A because of the love that he was getting, and B because he's finally done and can like just like be over with all that. You know,
He did it. He put in his over 20, which means he did it the right way. He's going to get a pension.
Yeah, I mean,
He got a parade out of
got a
it.
parade out of it. I mean, he's been many places, Iraq, Afghanistan, many times, and done many incredible things and won many awards for helping people throughout all that. He's the most amazing person I know. So I just wanted to give him some love.
Wait.
Yeah,
You know me. I mean,
he's the most important person, and amazing person.
Fine. Really.
Not
I mean,
like
look,
BJ.
I would go with second most amazing person, but and he's done a great job to even get to that point.
He's awesome. And also, he's crazy enough to fly from like another country to Washington so he could see Kiss with me. And to me, that's the ultimate highlight of his entire life.
Frankly, that's probably why he got so many medals. They were like, well, if you're willing to do this.
Right. He got the gold star from the Kiss Army.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kiss Army. What is he? He's a now super
He's
admiral.
a general. He's the general of the
Super
Kiss
general.
Army.
Yeah.
He's done great things in the U.S. Navy. So shout out to my brother Greg. He's awesome.
That is awesome. Are you ready?
Yes!
Nice.
Yes! Yes!
In the world of business, what does the abbreviation NYSE stand for?
New York Stock Exchange.
Yes. C. Box and soft shell are all types of what reptile?
Crab.
No.
Wait, reptile. Turtle?
Yes.
Nice.
What was the name of the scandal that forced President Nixon to resign?
Tricky. No, that's not it.
No.
Watergate.
Yes. The eclair is said to have originated in what country?
Chocolate.
The country of
Germany.
chocolate.
No.
What's popular chocolate? Colombia.
No.
Oh, Colombia's good, yeah.
Belgium.
No.
No,
What
no.
element is a diamond composed of?
Diamond?
No.
Rock?
No.
That's it.
Gold?
No. What year
Charcoal.
Charcoal?
Yeah.
What year of the mid 2000s did the Zune come out?
2005.
No.
2004.
No.
2006.
Yes. The flag of Wyoming consists of a silhouette of what animal?
A bear.
No.
A goat.
No.
A deer.
No. And Steve, 1, 2, 3, 4. You lose.
Sorry, Greg.
6-4.
I thought you loved your brother.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fitting shout out right there. Congratulations, Sean.
Hey, good job,
Thank you,
Sean.
gentlemen.
Nice job, buddy. You're a winner, and of course, because of that, I do get this, and this is a nice one right here. Where is it? There it is.
You know what? Actually, probably a good shout out to your brother there. Getting called a loser.
Yeah.
Well, at least one of the Miggs family has achieved great things.
That is very true, and it was not me. But I didn't want to upstage him. You know?
There you go. That's what it was.
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah, man, I'm humble.
Mission accomplished.
Now, Steve, do you know what an eclair is?
Yeah, it's a delicious treat.
Okay. Well, he said chocolate, so I think he knows chocolate eclairs.
Well, yeah, chocolate eclairs.
Think of the word.
There you go. Yeah.
Eclair.
Yeah.
Now makes sense.
Oui, oui, would you like an eclair on your face?
Eclair said to have originated in which country? You
Oh.
probably would have figured it out. Couldn't give you any hints there.
What a French accent from the rib there.
Well,
I'm
thank you very
impressed.
much. Sean actually got what a diamond is composed of. It's composed of carbon.
Oh.
Yes. The year of the mid 2000s. Actually, you got that one correct. The flag of Wyoming consists of a silhouette of what animal?
Is that a bison?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes, the American bison.
Yeah.
Yes. Congratulations on Sean on beating Steve this morning.
California's got the bear, right?
Yes.
See, that's what's confusing.
Yeah, he's got the big brown bear.
I guess, they got him out there. I just don't know if I've ever seen a golden bear. But I know they got to be somewhere in California. Why would it be on the flag, right?
I mean, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably bears in California. I mean, it's a big state.
It is a big state, so they probably have bears in places.
I can't confirm it because I've never seen
never
a
at the
bear in
beach.
California myself.
I never see a bear at the beach, so I'm like, well, where are the bears?
A beach bear?
Beach bear. I don't know if there's a beach bear.
Oh, yeah, bears love sun.
Yeah, they do. All right. Well, listen. I don't
Fish.
know. Yeah.
And fish. They do love fish.
They love close to the water.
All right, fine.
Congratulations, Steve.
Yeah, right.
Rev, you're your guy. Only because we should stay here because we need you to. We need you to do the impression.
Oh, my God.
Your guy Sean Connery passed away on Saturday.
Oh, geez, put me on the spot here with this one.
Yeah, he died in his
Connery.
sleep on Saturday at the age of 90. They said it was, peaceful passing, 90 years old, so that's a good life, especially the life he had.
Yeah, wow.
She said he was suffering from dementia, his wife, in his final years. But she said, I was with him all the time. Of course, it did take its toll on him. That's what dementia does. And he got his final wish, which he said he just wanted to slip away from this life without any fuss, and that's what happened.
Gosh, man, that's just so crazy. I had no idea that he was even battling anything or was sick or anything along those lines. When I saw the story pop up on my Twitter feed, I was just like, you got to be kidding me.
Sometimes when people get to the age he's at, and if you don't hear from them or anything about them in a year or more, you wonder, like, wow, what's going on?
Do you guys have a favorite Sean Connery movie?
Well, he's always going to be Bond to me.
Okay.
I just remember that was the first time I was introduced to James Bond was him.
I don't know if I've ever seen a movie with Sean Connery in it. My favorite thing is just him being impersonated by Daryl Hammond on Saturday Night Live. I'm not trying to be a douche, but
Yeah.
Really?
Only James Bond movies I've ever seen are the ones with Daniel Craig in it.
Did you watch Indiana Jones?
Yeah, you
Yes.
saw him
In The
there.
Last Crusade?
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
Sean
that's
Connery movie.
yeah, Indy's dad.
You haven't
Good
watched The Rock?
How about this?
No.
Nicolas Cage?
I tried to watch. I didn't like it.
Oh, man.
Well, The Untouchables, of course. He won
that
an
was a
Oscar
great
for
one,
that.
too, yeah.
He actually did win an award. I didn't know this, though. Before Sean Connery was famous, he was a nude model in his early years. No wonder he was voted sexiest man alive and a couple times.
Imagine you have a painting, like you were in that art class, and you
right.
have, like, you go through your garage and you realize, holy crap, that was Sean Connery that I painted naked.
Yeah. I think that was a class. They go, we need to get more paint.
I don't know if that'd be worth anything because it's like the art of some college student. But the muse was what would make it worth something.
What would be great if that college student turned out to be like a famous artist back then? Because I mean, this had to be like in the 50s when he was a nude artist.
So it stands to reason that there's naked Sean Connery out there.
Yeah, somewhere.
Wow,
someone's got it.
I never knew thought that the passing of Sean Connery would lead to me asking this question. But would you guys ever do that? Like be a naked model?
Be a naked model?
Yeah.
Oh hell no!
In college, I was like, I wanted to kind of do that.
If I could have gotten cash for it. Besides, I figure maybe if it's like people painting me with one of them were like women, they might like what they see. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be my shot. Maybe that would be my
hook up because you were a nude model.
Well, maybe they might come knock on my door. Look, some women appreciate all different types of looking men. So if they like weirdly looking men, I'm like, maybe she come knock on my door.
Well, I just remember when I was in college, I was like, I got to get out of my comfort zone, and I thought that would be a way to do it.
Oh,
like,
really?
Well, and I remember asking one of my friends who was like an art student, and they're like, yeah, we don't do that in our art class. Because I was like, hey, do you guys ever need like a naked like model? And
okay.
You just ask unsolicited.
That's
like, hey,
weird.
anybody want to see me naked?
They're supposed to ask. They're supposed to ask you. You don't run around asking people, would you like to pay me
maybe
naked?
a posting or something on the bulletin board, I guess. But
well, I didn't know how else. Dude, you miss all the chances you don't take.
All right.
Yeah.
Solid.
I just asked one of my friends. It wasn't like I asked like a random art teacher, like, hey, can I get naked for you?
Yeah, well, this does explain a lot, though. It does explain your success with the with the ladies.
Yeah.
Hey, would you like to paint me?
Do you guys need anyone naked?
Yeah. Your friends probably said, Steve, that's a great idea. You should go ask people.
Here, wear this robe and just show up unannounced to our class.
Yeah,
it's a surprise naked drawing day.
Yeah, that's what they want. That's how you do it. We're always looking for people, Steve. Here you go. Here's the robe. Come on in.
Dear.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
So it's a League of Extraordinary Men. They love that movie.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
A lot of people hate that movie.
Yeah, the movie's trash.
I love it.
But, I mean, hey, you can like...
I mean, he was in it, no doubt about
We've
it.
got like 4 texters that said that's their favorite movie, and here you are just crapping all over it.
Sorry, texters, you're wrong.
Well, unfortunately, we're not the only ones. The creator of the entire characters hates that movie. But Alan Moore hates everything.
So you can't take what he...
But I'm going to be with him. I'm with him on this one.
You guys ever see Entrapment?
Was that the one with the...
Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah.
Is he in that too?
Yeah, so I watched it as a kid because it came out in 99, and I just know it made me feel tingly. Because Catherine Zeta-Jones. I think that might have...
It's like
This is a
Sean
touching
Connery?
tribute to Sean Connery. The actress in the movie made me tingly. R.I.P. Sean Connery.
Yo, I mean, I'm looking at the movie poster. I'm with Vicky. Tingle all the way.
But look at how big his face is. If he doesn't look like a creep, like
I didn't even know his face was on that picture.
That's because that's what you look like every time you show up to art class. There's just some woman with her arms for his Steve going, you want to paint me naked?
Wow.
I'm Sean Connery, look at me. Okay, this is a touching tribute.
This is the worst tribute ever.
The celebration of the life of Sean Connery right here.
Go watch some James Bond.
All right, here's something we're really going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate the fact that, you know what we are? We are 6-1, baby. The Seahawks, with an impressive win over the Niners. We'll find out if we should be as happy as we are when we talk to Mitch Levy, the host of Mitch Unfiltered. He joins us at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
New on Curiosity Stream. The way we fight wars is changing. Every technological leap redraws the battle lines. How will war be waged in the decades to come? See what lies ahead in the limited series, Future Warfare. And uncover the influence of European cities on the greatest musical compositions ever written in the captivating series, Classical Destinations. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Are you thinking about selling your home? With Orchard, you can skip the typical hassles of listing a home and go straight to getting an all-cash offer. It's simple. Once Orchard determines your home value, they make you a cash offer. That's a guaranteed cash amount you get for your home to put towards something else. A new project, a down payment, anything. Then, when your home sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get to keep all the profit. And Orchard has a near-perfect track record with winning customers that extra money. In today's competitive market, with so many real estate companies trying to lowball you, only Orchard pays you all cash and the upside when your old home sells for more. Maximize your earnings and minimize the stress of selling your home with Orchard. Visit Orchard.com to see how you can get an all-cash offer. Orchard, it's the new way to home.
Owning a business comes with pressure. There's a limit to what I can do and still keep employees engaged. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR experience to work to help me with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance, while giving my employees competitive benefit options. And because I'm able to focus on other priorities, my employees can thrive and my business can grow. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, I can say it again, and I can say it with confidence. I'm very excited to talk to our next guest, the host of Mitch Unfiltered. It's Mitch Levy.
He has no idea. Mitch has no idea how close he was to being kicked off this program. If they lost again, that was my unwritten rule. 2 losses in a row, jettison that Mitch kid.
And it wouldn't be his fault. It would be the Seahawks' fault.
No, it's all Mitch's fault. It's superstition. Ever since with that Mitch kid, we've never lost 2 in a row that I can remember.
The unwritten rule.
Yeah.
The unwritten rule. Now, you got to write it down. So write it down for next week.
Okay? It's a written rule.
I've got it written in my brain. So Mitch Levy, MitchUnfiltered.com, new podcast just dropped today. And luckily, you got to go to bed a little earlier since it wasn't a massive overtime Sunday night football game. And, Mitch, I didn't know what to think going into this game. And in the first minutes of yesterday's game, I thought, oh my God, we are a horrible team. But then, of course, things turned around. What are your thoughts about what you saw on the field yesterday?
Well, going in, guys, I thought that this game was going to be a good game for the Seahawks, a good matchup for the Seahawks to have, considering all their injuries and all the guys that were out. You got to consider that for both teams, really. Both teams missing, star after star after star. The Seahawks on a really bad defense, missing 3 of its 4 most important defensive players when you talk about Shaq and Jamal Adams and Benson Mayowa all out. They did have Bobby Wagner on the field yesterday, thank God. So I just thought that the 49ers, and I said this on the podcast and some of the bonus shows last week on Mitch Unfiltered, I thought that the 49ers didn't have offensively the weapons to really take advantage of what has been an historically bad defense because of all their injuries. They didn't have their top 2 or 3 running backs. They didn't have their best wide receiver. So it allowed what you saw yesterday, I'm sure you're going to ask me about this, it allowed the Seahawks to finally on defense kind of swarm a little bit, take some chances, blitz the quarterback, come from different angles, bring 5, bring 6, bring 7. And the reason it allowed that is because when you do that, you're obviously taking an inherent risk that if you don't get to the quarterback and you bring 5, 6, 7 guys, well, then you're exposed. And the good thing for the Seahawks yesterday was the Niners just didn't have the vertical passing game and didn't have the weapons to expose them. So I think it was a perfect offense, if that makes sense, a perfect offense for the Seahawks to have to face yesterday, considering that they're struggling and they were without 3 or 4 guys. I think that was the key to the game. And you're right. At the beginning, the Seahawks couldn't get out of their own way offensively. The first few possessions looked terrible. But at the same time, the Niners weren't able to do anything anyway. So it just kind of hung around until Russell Wilson and the Seahawks offense got on track. And once it did, boy, it was beautiful for about 2.5 quarters there, building that 30-7 lead.
Well, you deserve a lot of credit because, I mean, you obviously got to see stuff with that matchup defensively with their offense that I didn't have the confidence you had, but you were absolutely right. I think it's going to be a different story when we go to Buffalo next week, but we should have a few more key weapons back at least.
Correct. I can't tell you who's going to play, but they thought Jamal Adams was going to play yesterday, and he's probably the most important guy to get back on the field. People remember him. He's the guy they spent all that money and all that, well, not money, but all the draft choices to get. Yeah. He's the all-world safety that hasn't played since like the second week of the season. They thought they were going to get him back yesterday. I think there was an illness involved to go along with the injury. I would expect that Jamal Adams will be back on the field against Buffalo. I don't know about Mayowa, and of course with concussions and Shaq Griffin, you just don't know, right? He's in that concussion protocol, and it just kind of goes day to day, and something like that could linger. So you would think they would get some people back. Yes, they're going to play against a better offense, but here's the thing, BJ. If we would have talked about this 4 weeks ago, the Bills, we would have been really scared of going to Buffalo and playing the Bills. Their quarterback was in the discussion with Russell Wilson for MVP. Josh Allen was off to this incredible start. But you know what? The last 3 or 4 weeks, even though they've won games, They have not looked good. They did not look good yesterday. I watched that game against New England. The Patriots had the ball. Cam Newton dropped it. Otherwise, they would have tied that game and gone to overtime in Buffalo. I think that this Bills team this is a good time, I think, to be going across and playing the Bills team for the Seahawks.
And plus, we'll have the debut of Carlos Dunlap for this game, right?
Yes, you would think that Dunlap would play. I would hesitate to have too high hopes for him, but certainly adding him will improve the defense and the pass rush a little bit more than it has been. And yesterday it was very good. I mean, it was the best that it's been in a long time yesterday, as they brought extra guys and they blitzed and they did all those things.
I noticed it's a good the team's playing well when I don't say at any point during the game, I'm like, why is Trey Flowers on this team? Like, he actually looked pretty good yesterday. I was like, not that he was like the star player and he's definitely not worth like spending a lot of time talking about, but it was nice to see him not screw up.
Well, let me put it this way, Miggsy, and this is kind of tricky for me anyway, and my conscience, because you line up. I've lined up people the last several weeks, and even going back to last year, on this whole Ken Norton defensive coordinator thing. Right? I've been calling for his head. I've been calling for his dismissal, and so now his defense comes out and plays a really good game, and I feel like, come on, we got to give the guy credit. I mean, obviously, I'm a guy who doesn't think that Ken Norton should even be the defensive coordinator, and we rag on him when they're terrible. And this is really the first game that they've played well. Let's not take away credit. But at the same time, it's hard not to a little bit just by looking at that 49ers offense. And you talk about Trey Flowers, and that's a perfect example. Here, I'll give you a stat. And I'm a numbers guy. So the 49ers lost their best receiver the week earlier. His name is Deebo Samuel.
Yeah,
he's
Samuel. He's amazing. Yeah,
he's very good. And they didn't have their two best running backs, and their third best running back got hurt in the middle of the game yesterday. So they were on their fourth and fifth running back. So think of it this way, Miggsy. The wide receivers that the 49ers had, now I know George Kittle, the tight end, is all world.
Yeah.
But if you looked at the wide receivers going into yesterday's game, they had no wide receiver playing yesterday who had more than 20 catches in the season. Now, let me put that into its proper perspective for you and your audience. Tyler Lockett last week had 15 catches.
Yeah.
Right? He had 15 catches in one game. DJ Metcalf yesterday had 12. They didn't have a receiver who had more than 20 in the entire season, the 7 or 8 games or the 6 or 7 games that they had played going in. They just had very limited ability to beat you on the outside, and I think that made everybody look better, including Trey Flowers.
So what you're saying is that if we can get to the fourth or fifth string of every team, our defense is amazing. All right. That's all we got to do. We just got to find a way to get 5 deep. How do we get 5 deep, Mitch? What's the plan?
You're joking around, and it's funny, but at it feels bad for me to be talking this morning about the 49ers offense, because the defense of the Seahawks has been much embattled. The coaching staff has been much criticized, including Pete Carroll. Here they come out and play kind of a stifling. Here, I give you a stat. I'll give you a couple of stats from yesterday that are just incredible. Number one, the Seahawks, I think we talked about this last week. Going into the game yesterday, the Seahawks defense had given up 479 yards per game. Now, what does that mean?
That means that's
479
yards. That's a lot of yards.
Well, let me tell you how many yards it is. It's the most yards that any team had given up per game in the history of the National Football League. Now, it's the worst defense, 479. If they would have stayed on that defense, that would have been the worst in the history of the NFL. Not only is it 32nd in the league going in yesterday, okay? But if you look at 31st in the league, so second to last, they're 50 yards, guys. 50 yards a game behind second to last. It's historic. So in the first I'll give you a trivia question. In the first 3 quarters yesterday, this team that gives up 479 yards per game, in the first 3 quarters yesterday, 8 drives for the San Francisco 49ers, how many total yards had they given up?
Was it like under 50? Was it that?
100? It was 117.
All right, I saw something. It might have been less drives at the time, but I saw that it was just pathetic what they had. But 117 is just as bad.
117 through three quarters for a team that gives up 479 yards.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for that.
So they were great.
So let's flip it around, because the Niners are supposed to have the fifth best defense, and I mean, I know they had some injuries. So is their defense that good? Were they that decimated, or just does it show that our offense is really amazing even against the fifth best defense?
Well, what I would say, it's a great question, because it's really the same question that the Seahawks are asking. The 49ers are without 4 or 5 amazing defensive players, led by some guy we've heard of by the name of Sherman.
Who's that
Richard
guy?
Sherman. Yeah, he's that guy. Yeah. D Ford is out. Their all-world pass rusher Boza is out. I mean, they're playing without a lot of guys. Now, having said that, they've been playing without those guys for the most part the whole year, and playing really, really well. They've been the kind of the anti-Seahawks. When people get mad at Ken Norton, you look at the 49ers. 49ers, player for player on their defense versus the Seahawks. If you compare the players that are actually playing minus those 4 guys, you actually compare the Seahawks personnel versus the 49ers defensive personnel. The Seahawks have as much talent, if not more, right now available to them on defense as the 49ers do. Yet the 49ers have been creative, and their system has just allowed them to play really, really good defense during that time. So
you're saying the coaching is good.
I would say that they had been playing really good defense coming into the game, with the exception of that Dolphins weird game 2 or 3 weeks ago where the Dolphins went into San Francisco and really lit them up. But I would say, they were playing really good, and this is just another indication.
Well, the Dolphins might be better than a lot of people think. They they're getting their feet under them a little bit, because, I mean, I know you're happy about that. I know you're very happy.
Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah, Tua's first game. You're probably happy.
Yeah, I am.
So, I mean, what I noticed is it might be, Mitch, and I don't know if you think it looks like the Cardinals might be the toughest team in our division for us. That's what it's starting to look like for me. I feel better about playing the Rams than I do about playing the Cardinals.
Well, you're talking about in terms of head-to-head matchups with the Seahawks, or you're talking,
head-to-head.
Yeah, it might be that way. I think that's probably the way we feel right now, because the Seahawks lost to the Cardinals a couple. I mean, come on, the Seahawks had a chance to put that game away a few different times against the Cardinals, and they didn't. They let them linger. And by the way, can we just point out yesterday, if you guys watched the game, your audience watched the game, when the Seahawks late in that game needed some first downs to run the clock. You notice they threw a little play action in there, and they let Russell Wilson, as they say, cook, and he threw a couple of those little dink passes to get first downs. A little bit different than the play calling the week previous.
I think they learned.
When they needed one way and they handed the ball off.
It felt weird watching the team take a knee at the end of the game. I'm like, this is so weird. Like, my heart's not racing. This is nice. Although it was for a half a second, because that fourth quarter was pretty crazy with their backup.
Well,
yeah,
it was out of reach.
Garbage
a lot
points.
of prevent defense.
They call that garbage points.
I'll get another trivia question for you guys on this Monday morning before I leave.
All right, so far we're not doing well with the trivia.
Yeah, you're
0 for 1.
Come on, Miggsy. Here we go. Here's your trivia question.
Pressure's on.
Okay. Who holds the record for most touchdown passes? A pretty significant record. Most touchdown passes in a given season.
Oh, I know this one. Victoria.
Who holds
Barcelona.
the record, and how many is it?
Gosh, I mean, I'm leaning towards Drew Brees, but I don't know how many it is.
What was I wasn't about the
most touchdown passes in a season.
Is it? Oh, is it Brady?
It's not Tom Brady.
It's not Tom Brady.
Is it Drew Brees?
Is it Brees?
It is not Drew Brees.
Then it has to be Joe Flacco.
It is. It's not Joe Flacco. Though Joe's family appreciates that, BJ. They just call him.
Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
That's not
wow. Why is I should know this? It's got to be a somebody, right? How do we not know this?
Sure.
Montana.
It's a pretty big somebody.
Oh, wait. It's not your boy Marino. You're trying to just get him.
It's not Marino.
Okay. All right.
It was once Marino at 48 in 1985.
Okay. Whoa. The guy with the Wrangler jeans. What the hell's his name?
Oh, not Peyton. Is it
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
Oh, Brett Favre. Peyton Manning doesn't have Wrangler jeans. Peyton Manning is the insurance guy.
Is it Brett Favre?
It is not Brett Favre.
Damn it.
It's not Peyton Manning either?
It is Peyton Manning.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's right.
He didn't do the Wrangler.
Okay, so the reason I bring that
I got
up,
the right guy, but with the wrong clue.
the reason I bring that up is because in 2013, Peyton Manning set the all-time NFL record by throwing 55 touchdowns.
Oh, I remember this
in 2013.
Now. Yeah.
And the reason I bring that up is I'm just going to tell you that Russell Wilson has now thrown 26 touchdown passes in his first 7 games. They're 6-1. They're the number 1 seed right now in the NFC, and Russell Wilson has 26. If you do the math, and I know that BJ is unable to do this, so Miggsy, you'll have to do it for him.
I got
the calculator out.
Go for it.
He is on a pace.
Yes.
Drum roll, please, for 59 touchdown passes.
So if I do the math, I still don't know the answer.
So that would be yes.
So if we say maybe like DK Metcalf, if he actually tries a couple games, we could actually get that record done.
Oh, come on. He tried. Come on.
That Metcalf.
Kidding.
Here's the problem.
He's insane how good that guy is.
Here's the problem with DK Metcalf. He focuses too much on defense, and he thinks now he's a defensive guy, and he's just his offensive game has suffered.
Did you BJ, they could use a bump on defense.
Did you see the post-game interview? He was talking on Q13, and they were like, hey, so they talk about his speed, and he's like, yeah, I think I'm the fastest player in the entire NFL.
He was
like,
humble.
How do you
humble during that whole interview, so I got to be thinking he's right. You know what I mean?
love that guy.
Yeah. I mean, he was pretty humble for the whole, all the players, it's really interesting because they were all just basically giving each other props. They were all just talking about all the offensive dudes were just lauding the defense. But DK did go off script a little bit and go, oh, no, I'm the fastest guy. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, that's a tough argument to have against him.
No, it really is. After what you saw.
I think the point is, the point is that if he's not the fastest, he's one of the fastest guys in the league. And to be one of the fastest guys in the league at his size.
Right.
That's the key. I mean, he doesn't have to be the fastest. I mean, to be able to be that fast and that big at the same time, we are talking about.
It's pretty amazing.
We did this on Mitch Unfiltered this morning or last night.
New episode, by the way, today.
Yes, it's episode 115. It was released at 4 o'clock this morning, but we talked about this. DK Metcalf is really right now in front of our eyes and only his second season. Imagine that. 1 season ago, nobody wanted him. He had like 25 catches his senior year at Ole Miss. It was questionable whether he ran routes very well. Nobody wanted. It took 1.25 years.
Yeah.
For this guy in front of our own eyes to be really one of the best wide receivers. I think he's right now playing at a level that's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, one of the top 2 or 3, like all-pro NFL wide receivers. And then when you couple that with Tyler Lockett, here's my question to the rest of the NFL world. How many offenses, how many teams have a combo of wide receivers that are playing better than DK Metcalf? And I think it's the most dynamic wide receiver duo in the National Football.
And how about this, Mitch? I mean, obviously we want to get Carson back and Hyde back, but the idea that, DJ can catch the ball because he's a converted wide receiver and your tight ends. I mean, there's a lot of weapons that Russell's never had at one time in his career here that he's got that is pretty amazing. And you know what? I mean, who's the third dude we have? Is it the third wide receiver that I can't remember? David Moore.
He's okay.
Yeah, that's the thing is this guy is a decent wide receiver. It's just unfortunately he's got Lockett and Metcalf just lighting up the place. But yeah, you can't double team everybody. I mean, that's the thing is, Lockett's going to sit here right now. Lockett wasn't even almost heard of yesterday. But, that's the thing is they're going to start focusing on Metcalf, obviously. Then that leaves, well, then what are they going to do about Lockett, who's damn talented too? So I'm very excited about this.
A lot of weapons. I would moderately disagree with you on Dallas. I think Dallas is a nice young player, a nice young story, and yes, he was good in the pass game. I think they're really missing. Yesterday, they were really missing something in the run game. I think they really missed Chris Carson. I know Carlos Hyde has done an okay job. They really missed 32.
Yeah.
When 32's in there, it's a different ball game because when he sticks that ball out, I'm talking about Russell Wilson. We've seen it a billion times. When he sticks that ball out and then pulls it back on play action and loops around and throws the ball, as soon as he sticks that ball out to 32, the whole defense has to respond. Here comes Carson at us. And when Carson comes at you, it's tough to tackle him and they have to gang up on him. So linebackers get close to the line of scrimmage. When he fakes to Carson, it's like no other. It sets everything up in the pass game. So I really think they missed their running game yesterday. I hope they get it back. I don't know what Carson's story is for the game against Buffalo, because that's a big key. I think that's about as big a key if you want to watch this week as anything. Will Chris Carson play against the Bills in Buffalo on Sunday?
And we will talk to you on Monday and hopefully talk about another W.
Yes, sir.
You're released alive for one more episode. We got you before we have to kick you off with a superstitious reason. Mitch Unfiltered. Get it where you get podcasts. MitchUnfiltered.com, Apple, iTunes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mitch, we'll talk to you next Monday, buddy.
Thank you.
David Lee Roth just put on an unreleased song to pay tribute to the late Eddie Van Halen, and you're going to hear it at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage, by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you could get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that, and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
New on Curiosity Stream. Nobody said parenting was easy. A psychologist observes real caught-on-tape family moments and helps parents apply simple rules for happier homes on Kids and Instruction Manual. And one of the most well-known images in art history, the Scream, has been stolen numerous times, and it's not alone. Join the hunt for history's missing masterpieces on Raiders of the Lost Art. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Imagine if you could sell your home and get paid twice. With Orchard, you can. It's simple. Orchard makes you a cash offer on your home. If you accept it, here's your cash. Really? Then Orchard handles everything from there. Painting, repairing, listing, and showing your home. When it sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get to keep the profit. And Orchard has a near-perfect track record with winning customers that extra money. In today's competitive market, with so many real estate companies trying to lowball you, only Orchard pays you the upside when your old home sells for more. Ready to get paid twice for selling your home? Learn how at Orchard.com. It's the new way to home.